Good evening, good morning, friends and colleagues all around the world. Welcome to the second episode of IwA.ai Innovation with Authenticity. My name is Ava Tech, and I'm excited to be here to share some of my insight with you. Today, at the end of the year, we're in December now, and I would love to share with you how I made decision. How I made one of the most difficult decision this year and what I use for making those decisions. So at the very beginning of this year, I had an opportunity to make a decision for a very important, but also a very challenging project. And you know how it is in tech, we always have so many projects to go forward with or to choose from. We have so many priorities. I coach leaders and executives on really be brutal with their priorities. And here I am facing my own challenge. And this is the project that it's important to me. It's not just in terms of strategy, but also it is a stepping stone that can really help me to make future decision as well. But at that point, I didn't know that. I just knew this is an important project that I wanted to go forward with. But I do like everyone else at the beginning. I look for data. I um, search and talk with a lot of experts in the field, IT and others. And I also talk with stakeholders in my team. And the thing is, the data was really hard to make decision. It was really unknown at that time, but the feeling when I talk with a lot of experts, they really advise me that this is not really a good project to go forward with according to their 30 years or 40 years of experience. My heart sank when I heard that because this project was more than just an outcome for me. But at that point, I didn't know. At that point, I was thinking a lot about the outcome. So my tummy was in pain and I didn't know what to do. The whole day, I look at the data, I look at the advice from experts, and I made a decision in my head that I have to abandon the project altogether. And it was a time crunch. Like we have to make decision to move forward. Sometimes we just don't have all the time in the world as leaders, as business owners, as these key decision makers. We have to move forward. So on the other hand, my tummy is screaming to me and telling me all kind of things, and I just keep ignoring it. And I said, well, data is data. I have to look at it. How could I even ignore it? That would be irresponsible. And that evening, I went out with some core team members, and they looked at me and they said, Ava, why did you look so sad? And I thought I really took everything in because I already made a decision in my brain, but they saw through it. And I couldn't hold it anymore. And I shared with them. I said, you know, this project is so dear to me. And yet I look at the data and it didn't really looking so positive for the outcome. And they look at me and they said, you know what? Would you just like a hug? And this is a very special team member. So I said, yes, please. So after a few long minutes of a big, big hug, I felt so much better. And I told them, I promise you, like, I'm not feeling well right now. And of course, this project is going to impact all of us as a team. And I promise I will feel better. And they look at me and they said, Ava, I just want you to feel good now. It doesn't have to be later. And you can make your own decision. Think of that as a way of experimenting. You can learn something from this. We can all learn something from this. And yes, there's a risk into it, but we're willing to go with you. At that point, I was thinking to myself, if my team members believe in me. Who am I not to do that? And there it is again, that feeling in the tummy. And this time I listened and I made peace with it. And it felt so much better. So fast forward many months later, it turned out to be a great decision. It turned out to be a very fruitful decision. And I'm so thankful for my team for supporting me. But what I would like to share with you, some of the key takeaway from this story is that when you make decision, you look at data, but the most important thing person is you. So for me, it's my tummy telling me, so don't ignore that. That is also a source of data that's telling us all kind of important things. And the second thing is to be vulnerable. So when we make hard decision, don't tuck everything in and actually share with the people that care about you and the people that you care about. Because even if when you want to tuck in, we're human. There's a way that your team is going to see it. So you might as well share your stories. You may as well share your emotions because that helps them to open up to you as well. And the third thing is that this is the happy story, happy ending, but we don't always have that happy ending. And I remember asking myself, even if the outcome doesn't yield favorably, would I still go forward with it? And I listened to my tummy, I listened deeply. And there is a sense of yes, because Ava, if you're going through with this, you're not just learning so much with this process, but you also can rewrite your narrative with this project. You can become so much more confident as you make future decisions too. So think about that. And that's all I have for today. So thank you for tuning in and listening to IwA Innovation with Authenticity. I hope you have a wonderful week and see you next time.